Greetings, hello, and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us here for the third pre-season friendly on the BVB schedule this summer. 2 wins from 2 so far. This the last friendly on home soil before the boys in black and yellow head off to the United States for the US tour, where they'll be taking on, well, much stiffer competition in the form of San Diego Loyal, Man United and Chelsea. Some absolutely cracking fixtures to look forward to there. The players just about to make their way out. A little bit of rain coming down here. A pleasant 22 degrees. Well, not rain, it's the sprinklers, excuse me. But there are some clouds up and above the stadium here this afternoon. And possible rain or showers expected. There you can see the grey clouds up above the Steigerwald Stadion here in Erfurt, the home of Rot-Weiß Erfurt, Dortmund's opponents here this afternoon. Well, things got off to a great start in pre-season. An impressive 7-0 drumming against Westfalia Rheinland back in the middle of the month, and then a little bit more hard work in their second pre-season fixture against Rot-Weiß Oberhausen. A 3-2 win, a Bamba goal in the final seconds of the game was literally the last kick of the game to claim victory there, but it was a hard-fought victory to say the least. First half especially, things just didn't quite get going for Edin Terzic's side. Something he addressed in the interviews that followed. Obviously wasn't too happy with everything he saw there, but were able to get the job done in the end. But definitely room for improvement, and that improvement might come today with a number of faces returning to the squad and to the starting 11 for Borussia Dortmund. The internationals are back and have been training with Edin Terzic's side in the build-up to this friendly. The likes of Gregor Kobel, Schlotterbeck, Benzebaini, Özcan, Brandt, Marlen and Aller, all back in training. Felix and Mecha just a day ago able to complete a full session. Not quite ready to start, but is on the bench and could well make an appearance. Of course, the likes of Wolf and Ariasen, Emre Can as well will be on the bench to add to that as well. So definitely a much stronger side, a much more experienced side here against Erfurt this afternoon. Erfurt currently plying their trade in Germany's 4th division, making the jump into the 4th division in the previous season to last, and then last season finishing in 3rd, just 7 points off a top place promotion spot. That going to Energie Cottbus at the end of last season's campaign. But still a very good season for Rot-Weiß Erfurt, as we see their lineup there, or the players starting at least. Lucas Schellenberg in goal, Moritz, Zeller, Schulz and Cabral. The back four, Schwarz and Starcev in defensive midfield, Elva on the right, Badu out on the left in midfield, Romario Hayrula and Arthur Mergel, the 2 strikers leading the line. And now the players do make their way out onto the pitch here. Fantastic atmosphere. Pretty much a full house here. The majority of the fans, of course, Erfurt supporters, here to see how their side fares against, well, one of the best in the business, in the form of Borussia Dortmund, of course. And a very strong Dortmund side as well. Kobel back in between the sticks. And then a back four of Thomas Meunier at right back, Hummels and Schlotterbeck, the partners in crime in central defence, and Rami Benzebaini, the new arrival, in at left back, of course, brought in to do a job for the season. Big things expected from him, and I'm sure he will deliver. Then the three in midfield: Julian Brandt, Salihamidzic and Marco Reus, and then a front three with Sebastian Haller, the number 9, leading the line in the middle. Daniel Malen to his left, and the young Belgian Julien Duranville on the right for BVB. So a very strong side, as already mentioned, and a side that will be expected to claim victory here against Erfurt, and fingers crossed do so convincingly as well. Erfurt with a good 2-week advantage in terms of pre-season and preparations. Oliver Losius, the man in charge. Well, although big things expected from this Dortmund side, of course, a lot of players only just coming back to full training after their breaks in the last few days, so sure we will see a number of substitutions either at half-time or throughout the second half, as is the norm in these pre-season friendlies. And of course, Erfurt up against a side like BVB, they'll want to show what they can do in front of a home crowd, test themselves against the best. So it should make for a competitive match and an entertaining one as well. Action about to get underway here. And the ball is rolling. Dortmund playing from left to right here in the first 45. Schlotterbeck. Meunier already positioned nice and forward down this right side, has space for a cross here, puts a decent one in as well. Haller rising above the rest, able to get his head on it, but heads it down into the ground, which takes all the pace off it and makes it a relatively easy catch in the end for Lukas Schellenberg in goal for Erfurt. On back well by Erchan. Here's Daniel Malen. Decides to just slow things down. Oh, BVB knocking the ball around confidently inside this first minute already. Lovely ball there to pick out Bensebaini, who brings it down beautifully, just cushioning it off his chest. Lovely control. Rami Bensebaini joining from Borussia Mönchengladbach on a free transfer. Brought in to replace Rafael Guerreiro. He was a great servant to the club, deciding to move on. Portuguese left back leaving on a free transfer himself. So a smart business in the end. Good closing down there from the right winger Elva there. Another ball out wide to Bensebaini. Does like to get forward. Lovely first time. Ball almost perfectly into the path of Daniel Malen. Well defended in the end by Lucas Zeller. Here is Malen again. Good end to the season. Last campaign by Daniel Malen, popping up with goals and assists galore. And manages to hold on to the ball there. He's on his backside, able to get back up and get a shot off. Just couldn't find the target though. felt he should have had a corner. Decision not going his way in the end. With 3 minutes gone, it's been all BVB so far. You get the feeling that Edin Terzic wants a reaction after that narrow win over Oberhausen just a few days ago. Wants to see a little bit more, especially from his star players who are out in attendance and on the pitch. Schlotterbeck. Again, we see Marco Reus in a much deeper role, always looking to pick up the ball inside that central area. Leaves it to Özcan nicely. Chance for a quick counter here for Erfurt. Sidney Lopez Cabral does well, but Meunier able to track his run and get the block in. Duranville just caught in possession there. Didn't have too many options on, was closed down very quickly indeed, but the young Belgian has been impressive in pre-season. Edin Terzic deciding he'd like to see more from him. Be good to see him in and amongst the star players as well. How he takes the challenge on, how he combines and interacts with the likes of Meunier, Özcan, Julian Brandt, how he links up with that midfield and with the attacking duo of Aller and Marlon as well, of course. Here is Marlon picking off the ball just inside the Erfurt half. Julian Brandt now. Brandt gets the shot off and forces a good save from Schellenberg. Little central with the effort. Plenty of venom behind it. Thought about laying it off to a teammate. And the overlapping run there, but space for the shot just opening up nicely for him. And was more than happy to oblige. Good high press this from BVB, but Erfurt playing their away forward decently. That is what the press is for. Force those errors high up the pitch. BVB now back in possession. Looking to capitalise on this early pressure. Ball in towards Benzibaini. A little too far ahead of the new man. Özcan tracking back well. Here is Reus, head up straight away, looking for options. Unable to find any decent ones. So we'll just slow things down again. Özcan. Well, we've seen Dortmund looking for both Marlon and Benzibaini out on that left flank time and time again. Only 7 minutes gone, the majority of the forward play aimed down that left flank. It's going to be a Dortmund throw. Marlon does well, brought down, clearly a free kick. And a yellow card as well for Ben-Luca Moritz. Absolutely skinned, as they say there, by Donyell Marlon. Quick burst of pace, too hot to handle. Well, not Malcolm Badu getting the yellow card. It was Moritz picking it up there. Badu alongside him in that two-man wall. Misfire there from Marco Reus. Just never really came back down for him. I just wonder if Erfurt have decided to take a page out of Oberhausen's playbook. Oberhausen causing Dortmund quite a few problems on the counter-attack. And from dead ball situations, the way Erfurt are set up at the moment, certainly looks like they might be trying to do the same when they do get the ball. See a number of players quickly bursting into forward positions in the hope that the ball comes their way. Dangerous game to be playing though, because if it goes wrong, then BVB have the likes of Daniel Marlin, who can catch you out going back the other direction. Better ball there, and would have been the perfect example of just that. So good at just drifting away from defenders into pockets of space, and then has the pace to hurt you, not to mention the ability to finish as well. Oh, lovely through ball for Brandt on the turn. Now Daniel Marlin takes it first time. Tries to guide it into the far corner. Never really got the power behind it. Slightly scuffed shot there with the inside of the right boot. A relatively simple save for Lucas Schellenberg in the end. Could argue the ball to Marlin was a little too far out wide. Could have been a little bit more into the forward movement. Had to adjust his run there and therefore take the shot from a bit more of an angle than he would have liked. Still, a very promising start this from BVB. Have absolutely dominated the first 11 and a half minutes. Nifty footwork initially from Marlin, but stopped in his tracks. Julian Brandt picking up the pieces though. Alea quite abruptly stopped in his tracks unfairly as well, right under the nose of the referee. Easy decision that time. Erfurt really struggling to come to terms with BVB in these opening stages. Salihurcan through to Duranville. Great pace to get there. Oh, cheeky little nutmeg as well, but then gives away the free kick. Or does he? The referee allowing play to continue. Benzibaini trying to get there with the run in behind. Cross was a deep one from Meunier. Elva with the ball out wide. Now Badu. Not a bad little bit of build-up play there from Erfurt. First time we've really seen them come forward. And look, any sort of dangerous, really. Good distribution to pick out Brandt. Slightly heavy first touch, but does win the throw. Ball played off Meunier. Here is Nico Schlotterbeck. Started his BVB career really well. Just slotting in so comfortably alongside Hummels. Then a few injury problems towards the back end of the season. A good first time ball there from Daniel Marlin, looking to pick up Sébastien Haller. Well defended again. You get the feeling it's just a matter of time before the breakthrough does come. Julian Brandt with the outswinger towards the near post. Just about kept in play. Good defensive work there between Özcan and Thomas Meunier. And already Meunier forward and part of the attack. Slight obstruction there on Julian Brandt. No whistle from the referee though. Oh, lovely stuff from Julien Duranville. Can be ever so silky on the ball, and that's the perfect example of what he's capable of. A round of applause from the BVB faithful. Well, Dortmund felt they should have had a free kick there for a foul on Thomas Meunier during that build-up. And The man in charge seems to be letting a lot go. Hayrula switching it out onto the right there. Aerial challenge from Badu on Benzibaini, resulting in a BVB free kick. Just came into the back of Benzibaini there. Early ball in from Benzibaini. Trickles through to Allaire. Now Daniel Marlin. I'm not sure if those claims were for a possible corner or even a possible handball. Either way, no decision given. Schlotterbeck. Almost now Royce. Duranville coming onto this right side this time and combining well with Royce. Still Duranville. Tries to get an early ball in. Once again the youngster playing his part. And Dortmund with another corner here. Brandt sends it deep this time. And break is on for Erfurt. Listen to the fans as well. Long ball over the top. And what a tackle that is from Salihechan. Both Marlin and Meunier there to help out. Danger not over yet. Elva! And Erfurt with the opening goal. Against the run of play, have had very little of the game so far. Very similar to Oberhausen just a few days ago. Although you could argue that BVB starting this game far, far better. Completely dominating play for the majority of the opening 20 minutes or so. An unfortunate one for Gregor Kobel as he sees that one sneak in between his legs. Wasn't the most confident of finishes from Elva, but it was enough to get it past Kobel and over the line. And Erfurt now 1-0 up with 23 minutes and a bit played. Not the start Edin Terzic was hoping for. Should and will be a Dortmund corner. Now, how quickly can they reply? Another deep cross from Julian Brandt. Well, nothing wrong with that from Marco Reus. Schellenberg unable to hold on to the ball. So, well within his right to go for that one. Nice little layoff there. Chance now, perhaps. Ball through to Reus. Oh, took a little too long to get the shot off. Wasn't the easiest of angles either. Erfurt confident enough to knock the ball around inside their own half, deep inside their own half as well. Playing their way forward nicely here. Aller just coming back from an offside position. Has been moving rather sluggishly up front, Sebastian Aller. Perhaps not quite back up to full match fitness just yet, but understandably so, having only just returned to full training with the squad. Still important for him to get minutes under his belt during this pre-season period. Certainly finished the season very well for BVB last time out. Might not be quite as hot as it has been in previous weeks for the BVB boys, but quite humid out there today, which can be just as difficult. Decent run forward this by Cabral, still on the move. Etchan there with him, tries to nudge him off the ball. Cabral still able to get the cross off, and then the header back by Hummels just about makes it into the hands of Korbel. A decent little spell since scoring for the home side here. Ball down the far side by Elva. The cross that followed not quite up to par. Nearly making its way into the path of Marco Reus there. Just couldn't quite get there in time. Here come BVB again. Now Brandt ricochets into the path of Reus. Meunier on the edge of the penalty area with one touch too many. Hayrula gets the shot off. And up and over the crossbar. Well, that goal certainly has helped Erfurt, playing with far more confidence now. Not showing a BVB quite as much respect as they were. Ben-Luka Moritz down with a problem here. Seems to be right side of the rib cage. Just being seen to in the meantime. Gives us a chance to have a look at that Erfurt goal. The only goal of the game so far. Carnegie Elva with a decent goal. A better celebration. So BVB with a one-player advantage here at the moment. Have to wait and see if Moritz does continue or not. Looks like Erfurt are going to have to make a change here. Seems Moritz will not be able to continue, as Robbie Felsberg is getting ready to come on and replace him. In the meantime, BVB on the attack here with Daniel Marlin. Sydney Lopez Cabral doing well up against the Dutch international. So Felsberg now coming on. Should be a straight swap, that right back position. Great challenge there from Schlotterbeck. Did well to intercept initially. And just came lunging forward after a heavy touch. Just saw the ball get away from him slightly. Here's the interception. And then a little wild shortly thereafter. Brandt tries the cut back for Daniel Marlen. Was still a fair distance away. I'm not sure he would have found him there. Didn't have too many other options on. Julian Brandt. BVB able to win the ball back in a promising position here though. Duranville does well. Can't pick out Allaire. BVB hold on to the ball. Little dink out wide from Ucha to pick out Benzibaini. Cross blocked. And out for a corner. Well, you have to say, after the goal, been much more of an even affair here. Looked like it might be a very long afternoon for Rot-Weiß Erfurt. 20 minutes in or so. Since scoring, really have shifted up a gear. Dortmund not quite as efficient or dynamic going forward as they were in the opening stages. Can they pick things up again? Here's Benzibaini. A cheeky little flick inside. Not quite enough on it to find Royce though. Nudge in the back of Duranville there by Romario Hayrula. Giving away the free kick, taken quickly by BVB, eager to secure that equaliser before the break. Allaire brought down unfairly with his back to goal. A little too aggressive there from Schultz. Duranville. I was trying to just float one towards the back post where Thomas Meunier was eagerly waiting. Unmarked as well. Flag goes up. Elva just a little late to play the ball into Hairula. Meunier in space out wide. If Brandt can find him, the answer there is he can't. Duranville. Not quite on the same page with Sebastian Haller there. Expecting the number 9 to make a bursting run into that pocket of space through the middle. Didn't quite materialise the way that young man expected it to. Handball, clearly. So, a minute and a half still to go. After a good and promising start, an entertaining start as well from BVB. Things just fizzling out towards the end of the first period. An Erfurt goal against the run of play, really throwing a spanner into the works. So into stoppage time. Can't imagine there'll be too much added on. Perhaps a minute or so for that injury to Ben-Luca Moritz. Benzibaini, that full stretch there. Needed a better ball from Schlotterbeck. Well, there it is. The half-time whistle goes. Rot-Weiß Erfurt currently 1-0 up against a full-strength Borussia Dortmund. Started the game well, conceded rather surprisingly, and after that struggled to really find that same rhythm they started the game with. Still another 45 to go and plenty of time to salvage something here and turn things around, which is what they'll be expected to do. But they need to step it up a gear again and start the second the way they did the first. Try and be a little bit more efficient in that final third, and it should be more than doable. Do stick around. The second half is just around the corner. Until then, stay safe and take care.
Ein herzliches Willkommen zum ersten offiziellen Freundschaftsspiel der Saison 23/24. Heute bei unserem Auswärtsspiel bei Rot-Weiß Oberhausen hier im Stadion Niederrhein-Oberhausen.
In der Ecke, wo jetzt Stoppelkamp, der Neuzugang von MSV Duisburg. Diesmal ist Alex Meyer aber da. Der RWO, 70. Ball im Tor. Da sieht der Alex Meyer nicht gut aus. Kommt da raus.
Mats Hummels mit dem Pass auf die linke Seite. Der war nicht gut. Oberhausen kontert über die rechte Seite. Und da wäre fast das 2:0. Schön gespielt jetzt. Torgan Hazard, Pass zurück. Marco Reus. Oh, klasse gehalten. Und der Ball ist im Tor. Der Ausgleich in der 14. Spielminute durch Marco Reus. Schön gespielt.
Der erste Schuss aufs Tor direkt drin.
Torhüter pariert auch noch gut, aber
Kevin Kratsch, der Torhüter.
Reier, klasse aufgepasst. Papa. Ah, gut gesehen. Hörst du mich jetzt besser? Und der Schuss geht am Tor vorbei. Jetzt über die rechte Seite, RWO, Ball kommt vors Tor, Fla. Und dann Alex Meyer, aber mit einer richtig guten Tat gegen Manfredas Rutskis.
Und so geht es mit diesem 1:1 in die Halbzeitpause.
Sehr schöner Pass, Bueno in die Mitte. Ah, fast. Schön von Paul Besson, aber der Ball geht ans Außennetz. Gut gespielt.
Absolut.
Oh. Das ist Ole. Er schaut auf den zweiten Pfosten. Kopfball. Und der Ball ist im Tor. Und das Tor hat gemacht, wenn ich das richtig gesehen habe, Papa. Wir schauen jetzt noch mal. Die Wiederholung wird sicherlich jetzt gerade eingeblendet. Ja,
aber
Punkt,
ein bisschen Essequem war auch dabei.
Ja.
Jetzt stark. Torgan Hazard, ja, zu zentral. Schießt da Robin Benz quasi ab. Wie hätte den der frühere Stürmer Nobby Dickel verwandelt?
Das Champions League Endspiel, das am unverdientesten ausgegangen ist. Wir treffen uns und spielen noch einmal gegen die Bayern. Oh,
Starke Parade von
Parade, ganz klasse gehalten, richtig gut.
Dort hält man sich am längsten auf während der Tour. Und dort steht dann ganz klar Training im Vordergrund. Manfredas Rutskis.
Oh, das war sehr knapp. Das war Rino Rexa. Collins mit dem langen Ball nach vorne. Und da ist der Ball im Tor. Bamba in der 90. Spielminute für unseren BVB. Und das Spiel ist aus. Borussia Dortmund gewinnt durch ein Tor in der letzten Sekunde von Samuel Bamba von der U23 3:2. Das war's von unserer Übertragung.
Ich will einfach gut arbeiten, ich will gesund bleiben und der Rest kommt von alleine. Ich fühle mich extrem wohl hier in Dortmund und es hat gut angefangen, glaube ich, die ersten paar Monate. Dann war das ganz okay, aber ich glaube die letzten Monate bin ich definitiv hier angekommen. Habe das gezeigt, was ich von mir selber erwarte, was die Leute von mir erwarten hier in Dortmund und ich glaube Dortmund und ich passen gut aufeinander und deswegen will ich noch hoffentlich viele weitere Jahre hier spielen. Als ich kam, war ich immer noch nicht der Älteste hier, war war so im Mittelfeld, was das Alter angeht und ja, musste mich antasten, musste Leistung zeigen. Ich glaube, ohne Leistung geht gar nichts und ich glaube aber jetzt mittlerweile hören die Jungen auf mich, wenn ich mal Wörtchen zu sagen habe, dann haben die auch ein offenes Ohr und hören auch auf mich. Ich erwarte immer extrem viel von mir selber und ich setze die Messlatte sehr, sehr hoch und ich muss jetzt in der Vorbereitung gut arbeiten und auf jeden Fall muss es mein Maßstab sein, so wie in der Rückrunde zu spielen oder noch besser und es geht immer besser und ich hoffe, das werde ich in der Zukunft zeigen.
So, a warm welcome back, just in time for the second half to get underway here. Looks like BVB have made a number of changes. Riesen in at left back, Torgan Hazard, Emre Can out there now as well. Marius Wolf in at right back. Bamba and Mukoko joining the party as well. Not to mention the new man, Felix Mecha. Also given his first chance to impress in black and yellow since joining the club. So Edin Terzic will want to see a reaction from his side. It was a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde first half. Or a Jekyll and Hyde first half, should I say. Very good start, but then things just fizzling out after conceding. And then never really got back on track after that Elva goal in the 23rd minute. Bamba brought down, free kick to BVB. Bamba, of course, scoring that last-second winner against Oberhausen just a few days ago. Not a bad idea there. Idea was to lay it up for Royce on the edge of the penalty area. Didn't quite work out though. Ball from Hazard, not quite on the money. Alexander Meyer in between the sticks now for BVB here in the second half as well, and called into action early. Ball over the top for Mukoko. Just a little too much mustard on it. So 8 changes for Edin Terzic at the break. 1 or 2 options on the bench still for the BVB manager. Paul-Philippe Besson, who we've seen in action already pre-season, the young striker brought in from Nuremberg. Paul Mann and Namdi Collins also options. Papadopoulos making up the rest of the unused substitutes. Ball over the top for Hazard. Flag does eventually go up. I think he thought he'd timed his run well. Might get another look at it. Well, maybe not. Felix and Mecha brought down just inside the Erfurt half. Well, here is that look at the run from Hazard. Might have just set off a little too early. Ball out wide from Mecha. Hazard there in support of Riesen. Lovely ball for Hazard, lays it up for Reus. Does get the shot off eventually, comes back to Hazard, keeps it alive, and then sends it wide. Better from BVB. Starting the second half well here. Just didn't quite make the contact he was hoping for there, Torgan Hazard. Just hitting over the top of the ball rather than through it. Misplaced pass there from Emre Can. You can see Edin Terzic on the touchline there, urging his players on. Lovely turn from Reus, and the bear hug brings him down. Early ball from Bamba. No one really anticipating it though. Shame. It's played into a really good area. BVB dominating possession here in the opening 7.5 minutes of this second 45. Here's the Erfurt counter-attack once again. Badu one-on-one with Hummels. The big man gives away the foul. So, dead ball situation here for Rot-Weiß Erfurt to try and take advantage of. Cabral, well, tried to whip one over the wall from close range. Well off target in the end. Good distribution there from Mats Hummels. Now Schlotterbeck. And wide to Riesen from Hazard. Riesen stopped in his tracks too easily. Recovered by Schlotterbeck. Emre Can through to Moukoko. Moukoko, lovely touch! And very nearly a fantastic goal from the young striker. Drop of the shoulder. Completely bewilders the defender to create that space for the right-footed shot. Lovely ball from Nmecha to pick him out as well. I think a slight deflection helps take it wide. Two players colliding there, and Nmecha And Lucas Schellenberg, the goalkeeper. Both players down at the moment. Mecha came flying in. Comes straight into the left fist of Schellenberg. Both players all right to continue though, which is good news. Now Royce brought down, tackle starting to fly in a little. Certainly has been a physical game. Free kick taken quickly. Not exactly the right time for a replay. Well, looks like Dortmund have a free kick. Why and how? Not so sure. But definitely in a promising position. And they've got plenty of takers as well. Get a better look at how it all unfolded. Foul on and Mecha on the edge of the penalty area till Linus Schwarz, the guilty party. Mukoko and Royce standing over the ball. I'll be putting my money on Marco Royce to take this one. Unless they've got a trick up their sleeve here, BVB. Royce just wouldn't dip for it. Going for that top right corner. I'll tell you what, Schellenberg looked a little stuck in the mud there. And Royce been able to find the target. I think he might have been able to catch the Erfurt keeper a little off guard. Wolf does well. Tries to centre it. In the end, plays it in between Hazard and Royce. Royce not giving up on it though. BVB opting for the short corner this time. Now Yusufa Mukoko, shot from distance. And not a bad one either. Skimming off the surface as well, which always makes it difficult for the keeper. Looked like Schellenberg might have had it covered though. So edging towards the hour mark, Dortmund still without a goal. Looks like there's going to be a substitution here. I think it would be Erfurt making it. Well, not just one. Forgive me if I don't go through all the substitutions for you. Will do my best though. The likes of Manitz, Fabinski, Adesida, Zebrauskas, Manzarek, Beek, Simic, Muteba, Weinhauer and Seaton all coming on. And the home fans showing their appreciation for the starting 11. Or 11, should I say, if I can pronounce my words correctly. You can go and sit down now and celebrate victory over Dortmund for the time they played anyway. Action underway. Oh, he's having his shirt pulled. No whistle from the referee. Well, quite clearly obstruction there against Bamba. Knew exactly what he was doing. Slightly cynical that from Natanas Zebrauskas. Well defended by Hazard. Unable to hold on to it though. Emre Can positioned well to pick up the pieces. Hazard switching things up. Can out wide to Riesen. Good ball to find him as well. Great cross in. And then Hazard unable to guide the header towards goal. Sort of skims off his head and then into the path of Moukoko, who had next to no time to react with the ball coming at him with real pace. Bamba there as well, just behind Torgan Hazard. As BVB now do make another change. Marco Reus coming off, and Pohlmann on to replace him. Breakers on here. The cross straight into the hands of Maya, thankfully. As Dortmund now try to get the ball forward. I was going to say quickly, but Wolf deciding to just slow things down. Credit to the home fans. Good atmosphere. Of course, plenty to celebrate for them as they lead by a goal against BVB. Makoko in an offside position. Did well initially there, Makoko, initiating the high press. Took a while for Pohlmann and company to sort of follow suit. And nearly paid off. Sharp, able to turn. Hazard, Pohlmann there on the overlap. Recovers well there, Nico Schlotterbeck. Wolf into Pohlmann. Decent first touch, but not a lot of space to work with. Pascal Manitz in goal now for Erfurt. Nearly found himself in a bit of trouble there, but does well. And here come Erfurt. Schlotterbeck with the interception. An important one as well. Just making sure Michael Seaton doesn't do any more damage. The number 9 losing out in that one-on-one battle. Interesting variation this. Hardly any players in the box for Erfurt. They do come in eventually, something they've obviously worked on in training. Nearly came off. Well, Dortmund with 20 minutes or so left to try and salvage something here. Undefeated in pre-season so far. Comfortable 7-0 win to kick things off against Westfalia Rheinen. Then a narrow 3-2 victory. Secured right at the death against Oberhausen. And Unless they do something in the next 20 minutes, this will be their first defeat of the summer. Slight misunderstanding there between Schlotterbeck and Riersen. I think one thing that might concern, well, perhaps concern is not the right word during pre-season, but will give Edin Terzic a food for thought, is the lack of clear-cut chances created in the final third by BVB. In both halves, to be fair. Plenty of possession, good build-up play, good link-up play at times as well. But not enough shots on goal, not testing the keeper enough. Of course, a lot of these players getting their first minutes of pre-season under their belt after some time away. Deserved time away as well after a fantastic season. Bamba does well to hold on to it. Great little cross inside. Nearly finds Hazard at the back post. It's just lurking in the shadow of the last defender. If I'm not mistaken, I think Namdi Collins might be getting ready to come on here, which would suggest either Hummels or Schlotterbeck will be coming off. Schlotterbeck with the ball out wide to Riersen. Cuts it onto his right foot. Decent cross in. Bamba does well to try and get there. His header coming off a defender. It will be a goal kick instead. Marius Wolf doing well there. Schlotterbeck ventures forward once again. 1-2 with Pullman. Oh, just a little too close for comfort though. And now the counter-attack is on for Erfurt. Emre Can putting all that experience into play. Great positional play that from Emre Can, who carries the ball forward now. Emre Can not too convinced by that decision from the referee. Sure, if it was mid-season in the Bundesliga, the reaction might have been a little more feisty from the big man in the middle of the park. Slight tug on the shoulder there though, so can perhaps understand the decision. It does look like Papadopoulos and Namdi Collins will be coming on, so a switch up in central defence for BVB for the final 15 minutes here. A total of 15 shots for BVB. And the disappointing part of that statistic is only 4 of them on target. Total of 6 corners as well, unable to take advantage of any of them. Riesen. Too much pace on that ball into Ole Palmer. Very difficult to pluck that one out of the air. A few more changes for Erfurt. A few of their players perhaps not getting quite as many minutes as they would have wanted against BVB. But I suppose everyone wants to get a few of their own. Not every day you get to test yourself against the black and yellows. They test this Rot-Weiß Erfurt side. His passing at the moment. Played off Riesen. Will be an Erfurt throw. Matchup. Tries the 1-2 with Moukoko. Doesn't come off though. Erfurt try to play their way out of danger. And do so successfully. Another call going against Emre Can. This time up against Kyliano Tavares. Tavares coming out on top again against Emre Can and brought down again. They sure are playing with confidence, the 4th division side. Here come BVB. Youssoufa Moukoko bombing down the right side. Great ball into the middle. And BVB have their equaliser. And it belongs to Youssoufa Moukoko. Brilliant run. Great ball to find him. Still had work to do though. And he squares it beautifully for Torgan Hazard, who's left with the easy tap-in. Perfectly placed into that little pocket of space in between defender and goalkeeper, where goalkeeper more often than not remains stuck in the mud as a result, unsure as to whether to come out or not. And it's that confusion it creates that then allows easy tap-ins like that one for Hazard. Great breakaway goal. And finally, Dortmund off to the races. Can they find a winner in these final 9 minutes or so? So Bamba coming off, Paul-Philippe Bissong coming on. More firepower up front. Bissong with 2 goals against Westfalia Rheinland in the first pre-season friendly. Bit more of a quiet performance against Oberhausen. And again, didn't get too much of the ball really, didn't have a lot to work with. He's got just under 10 minutes to perhaps get his name on the score sheet once more. Mecha caught in possession. Here is Hazard. Moukoko available in the middle. Moukoko still going. And Wolf with the shots in the end. Moukoko just a little indecisive there. Thought he was going to take it first time. Allowed the keeper to come out, put the pressure on. Able to get it round him, but then just didn't see the angle for a shot on goal. Decides to lay it up for Wolf. Moment could have easily gone 2-1 up there. Kept in play, or at least it looked like it was, by Papadopoulos. Good work by Wolf. Still on the move here. Bulldozing his way through. Picks out Torgan Hazard. Back to Wolf once more. Wolf! 2-1. There was Marius Wolf, who started the move. Muscling his way past 2 or 3 Erfurt players and then continuing his run with the overlap. No one picking it up. Still had work to do with the finish. I think he slots it underneath the keeper, if not through his legs. We'll get a better look at it here. It is through the legs of the keeper. And Dortmund have their lead. They've left it late. And that's what separates teams at the top and those below them. When it counts, they can just shift it up a gear. And Dortmund have done that in the nick of time. They left it late against Oberhausen. They've left it late against Erfurt here today. All through to Riesen. Centres it, looking for Mokoko. Besong there, thereabouts as well. Valiantly defended though by the Erfurt back four. Mokoko dances his way through. Besong tries to just nick it inside that near post. Deflection takes it out for a BVB corner. And now looking for a third, having struggled to find a first for the majority of this game. Pullman with the cross. Clearance only as far as Hazard. Erfurt with a chance at an equaliser of their own. Action-packed end to this game. Kai Seidemann on the end of some great link-up play. Continues his run. Tries to centre it rather than going for goal. Deep into the final minutes of the 90. No convincing clearance there from Dortmund. and Chelsea in the US as well. We, of course, will be there for every kick of the ball, so don't worry, we have got you covered. And we'll have both the games and highlights available for you as always. Well, an entertaining game here comes to an end, and when it looked worrying, BVB were there to make sure you had nothing to worry about after all. It took them until the final stages to get the job done, but get the job done they did. Moukoko certainly playing his part, as well as Marius Wolf with the winner. Final score 2-1. And we'll be back with BVB when they go stateside for more pre-season action. Until then, stay safe and take care.